Your fingerprints, when found on my heart, were always the start of a crime scene. I would call the police every time you got too close so they could handcuff you to take you away, and your alibi was always that your old soul didn't match your young joints, that your hands have arthritis, and the only shape they can still make is a fist. You begged me, please, ignore the blood on my knuckles, ignore the stutter in my voice when I plead that I'm guilty. I mean innocent. I mean every word I say, just not the ones I say when you're actually listening. And the funny part was you thought I didn't listen. Our college communications courses tell us that 90% of human interaction is actually nonverbal. So you wrote me a dictionary composed of body language and still somehow got lost in translation. Your Nana said that if you can't find your way, you should follow your toes, so you told me the same. But what she never told us was what we do when the arches of our feet turn into question marks. Does that mean you're supposed to walk to the question mark that makes out the curve of my spine? And how else were you supposed to find some backbone in my body because I never stood up to anyone? Made jokes about nothing about me was straight anyways so that I could hide behind my cowardice that was bending me into that question mark shape. We nailed each other to the crosses that hold us up, put crowns of thorns on our brows, hoping maybe it would stop the gears in our heads from spinning so much. Because everyone knows that you were the king of misunderstanding, the prophet of unforetold disasters, and the good man in the storm. You forgot that I was the hurricane that blew that breeze right out of your sail. And as long as the storm was in your head, you forgot that it was my voice that calmed the wind. You made a list of all the lines you drew in the sand that said I couldn't cross them. You saw them as constellations and connected the dots in the sky to paint a picture. But what you didn't realize was the sky was picked from the midnight blue of the moat of the sandcastle you built me a year ago. I'm hoping, you whispered, that maybe if I let enough sand slip through my hands, time will start moving in that hourglass again. In the distance, I hear the sirens of the rescue squad I've called. I couldn't take your nearness today. You must have paid off your last prison sentence, but until then, your fingerprints are going to be the only ink you have to create a picture of us. Like a kindergartner without enough paint, that fingerprint picture will always be incomplete, and the lines in our hands will be the testament that we have nothing. I'm sure they match the scars you left on my heart.